But this is literally succulent, FYI. String of hearts, another string of hearts, and another one, and this one, and this one. Oh, and this one, and that one. That's a lot of string of hearts. Okay, I'll grow some different kinds then. Oh. This table is a little bare. I've been wanting to do something with it for a while now. And I was at the hardware store the other day and got lost and landed up in the nursery somehow. And I found this cement planter and I thought, this would be perfect for succulents. And it just so happens that a few weekends ago, I led a workshop on how to make a succulent terrarium. And I have a few succulents left over that I think would be perfect for this. And for those who are curious, this is what I had everybody make. It's just a little open terrarium with 3 succulents shoved in there, layered with different soil and amendments because there's no drainage in this. And even though this specific planter does have one single drainage hole, it's quite heavy and I don't want to deal with having to unplug it, let it drain somewhere, and then put it back on this dining table. So I am going to grow this without any drainage. And I already know the keyboard warriors will come at me for growing plants without drainage, but I promise it's possible. Terrariums with no drainage are a thing. But there's a specific way that I layer all my different soils to make sure the succulents don't rot. And this might be controversial, but I actually like self-watering and setups with no drainage because a little bit of water goes a long way. And as someone who travels a lot for work, having my plants stay watered is important. And speaking of traveling, anyone who's traveled anywhere understands the pain of packing and looking for things inside your luggage. So when Solgaard sent me their check-in closet original, I knew I had to try it. And honestly, it's kind of genius. And thank you to Solgaard for sponsoring this video today. It has this removable, self-supporting shelving system, so you can pack everything neatly, and when you arrive, you just lift it out and hang it. There's no unpacking and no mess. The build quality is amazing. Polycarbonate shell with an aluminum frame plus frictionless 360-degree wheels that glide so smoothly. You also get an ergonomic handle for maximum comfort and control, a TSA-approved 3-digit lock, and a 1-pinch opening mechanism that makes getting inside super easy. That's by far my favorite feature. It's so easy to open and close it. There's no zippers. And inside, the Shore-Tex lining is made from 100% recycled plastic. And for every bag sold, Solgaard helps clean up 6 pounds of ocean-bound plastic from coastal communities. So you're not just traveling smarter, you're making a positive impact. I'll drop the link below if you want to check out Solgaard's check-in closet original. And trust me, it'll make traveling so much more organized and sustainable. Okay, here's the spread in the order in which I'm gonna layer everything. Calcium clay, horticultural charcoal, succulent soil, some decorative toppers, and some mushroom decorations. And the charcoal and the soil I just poured into separate containers just to make it easy to use. For my actual terrarium workshop, when Soul Soils found out that I was hosting it, they actually donated everything that I needed. It was like boxes and boxes of stuff that they sent over, from the soil to all the toppers and the amendments. So I was so grateful for them doing that. Love small businesses. Okay, because there are no drainage holes, we need a drainage layer at the very bottom. For that, I'm going to be using calcium clay. You'll find this amendment commonly used in a lot of bonsai mixes, but this is what it looks like. And this will act as a moisture reservoir to prevent the roots from just sitting in water. This is about 1 inch deep. And then the horticultural charcoal, which is going to be the middle layer that's going to filter the water and prevent bacteria growth in it. This stuff gets really messy. Kind of almost wish I used a clear planter because it's cool to see all the different layers. Yeah, just layering the charcoal as neatly as possible and gently patting it down so it's all even. And now I'm gonna add in a small layer of succulent soil, put the succulents in, and then backfill it. And this specific mix has some calcium clay, perlite, pumice, granite, leca, coconut husk, and pine bark. I don't know who started the rumor that succulents are easy or you can't kill a succulent, because I've definitely killed succulents. I cannot keep string of pearls alive if my life depended on it. And what I do know is that you do need something very chunky with a ton of drainage so that the roots have a lot of space to breathe. And succulents hold a lot of the moisture in their leaves too. So you don't want a mix that is so moisture retentive that it's constantly feeling watered. Delectable. This looks so good. Okay, the fun part, now the plants. Ooh, there's another one that I wanted to use. Where is it? Someone commented that their succulents always get leggy no matter what, and there's nothing they can do about it. I have a leggy succulent, and I chopped it. This is the main plant. It's an echeveria. Is that how you pronounce it? And it was so leggy, so I completely chopped it down. And a new plant will definitely grow from this space. And I can see some new growth actually already. And the top part, I let it callus over for a few days. I'm just gonna set this on top of the soil. I just snapped another leaf, and it'll root that way. These leaves are a little bit shriveled up, although I just snapped another leaf. Technically, these can root. We'll see. I don't think these are too shriveled, but we'll try. Let's see how many I can fit in here. Just arrange them how I want them. We'll see how this looks. Pick off any dried up leaves. Ooh, these are very dry. Is this still alive? Okay, I know just based on the soil, it looks like these plants are very thirsty. But the way that you can truly tell if a succulent needs to be watered is by squeezing the leaves. Because succulents, again, hold water in their leaves. So if the leaves feel squishy and soft, that means that plant is definitely needing water. But if the leaves feel turgid, then it's not quite thirsty yet. With string of hearts, I do the taco test. If I could fold the leaves into a taco shape, like this one is really dry, it needs water. Compared to this one, which doesn't really fold. And this middle space, I'm gonna leave open for this guy. Maybe I can fit 2 more. And now I'm gonna backfill all of this with more succulent soil. It's so dusty. Lay this little guy on top. I don't know if these leaves will root. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. I'm just gonna lay it on top. And then I'm gonna add some decorative rock toppers on top. And the cool thing about rock toppers is that they will help block fungus gnats from getting to the soil. So it's not just decorative, it's functional. And it also just stabilizes the plants and keeps them rooted well. And then I got these cute decorative mushrooms I'm just gonna poke into here. As I'm doing this, I totally got reminded about how succulents were actually a big part of my wedding theme. All the groomsmen had succulent, gosh, what is it called? It's not a corsage, boutonnieres. And I loved it, it was so pretty. And every guest had several succulents that they could take home too. I totally forgot about that. And I loved my bouquet, which also was very plant themed. These mushrooms made it. Okay, now I'm gonna water everything in. I'm not just gonna pour water here because again, there's no drainage. So I got a little squeeze bottle and I'm not gonna water directly into the crown. I'm gonna water around the base of the plant where the roots are and make sure the water gets down to the roots. I'm not gonna water this one until roots form. And this isn't random, I'm making sure every single plant in here is getting watered. Oh, I can tell this is watered because this is way heavier now. Not to brag, but this looks fabulous. It's been a few days and I let everything settle in and no sign of transplant shock anywhere. And I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a really cute little plant shop at the mall that I shop at, and they sell a lot of succulent arrangements and they're so expensive. They literally have this hanging globe with succulents that I made for my workshop. And I kid you not, this sells for $45 there. So an arrangement of this size would be close to $100. And I bought all of these succulents wholesale for about $1 each. And this planter was like $16. So the planter and the plant's total cost is $28. I think the most expensive part about doing an arrangement like this is probably all of the different soil amendments. But succulent soil, calcium clay, charcoal, those are all soil amendments that I use across most of my houseplants. So I add those different amendments to make my standard mixes more chunky or well drainy. It wouldn't just be like a single use thing. You would continuously use it throughout all of your plant chores. So I think it's totally worth it. So it'll probably be a few weeks before I water this. And in terms of sunlight, now succulents need a lot of light. All houseplants need a lot of light. Even if certain houseplants like snakes and zizis are touted as low light plants, that doesn't mean that they don't appreciate more light. Just because a plant can tolerate low light conditions doesn't mean necessarily that it will thrive there. So my rule of thumb is it's always best if the plants have a clear view of the sky. So if you're next to a window, if the plants have a clear view, then it's probably getting sufficient light. I have a lot of huge windows here. This room is very bright, so I'm totally fine with this arrangement being in the middle of my dining table like this. Otherwise, something like this would look so great in an outdoor space, or you can always supplement with a grow light. Oh, and this is another one that I made with the same layered setup without any drainage. And I've had this for a while now and it still looks really good, except for the string of pearls. I do not know what to do about them. They're so shriveled. So I'm gonna try to replace that dead circle of pearls with some string of tears and string of dolphins that I have growing in my backyard that I just cut a snip of. I love how easy succulents are to propagate. I'm gonna reuse the little mini black cups that the succulents that I just potted up came in. And I'm gonna pot them directly into soil in a coconut coir mix. Where's my shears? Look how cute these dolphins are. I'm gonna make a few cuttings. I'll expose some of the lower nodes. And then you just make sure the nodes are touching the soil. Poke it in. I'm gonna put these under a grow light and a dome next to my string of hearts. A little propagation family right here. And this is the string of hearts that I propagated 2 weeks ago. So adorable. Same process, just snip the leaves and I lay them down in the soil. My little succulent family. So I hope my succulent growing process is to your satisfaction. If you have any questions, please drop them down in the comments and subscribe if you want more videos like this. They're so cute. Stay alive while I'm away.